Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Charles here from the CG Sports Podcast. And wow, man, today we had another great night of playoff action. So I'm not going to waste any of you guys' time. Let's get straight into today's game. So we had 3 games today, all of which were really good games. Not all of them were close, but they were all really solid games, all around fun to watch. We're going to start off here with the first game of the night, which we had the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics, Game 2 over in Brooklyn. And this game was full domination for Brooklyn from start to finish. They came out super hot. Joe Harris was locked in quarter number 1, and even just in the first 6 minutes of the game, the man was locked in, finished off with 25 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, a great performance for him, as well as Kevin Durant, 26 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, and of course, you know, all those other guys, they did their thing. Harden had 20, Kyrie had 15, Blake Griffin had 11. He actually caught a crazy poster. But yeah, man, the Nets got it done, and the big thing for the Nets is, of course, they were able to score on all levels. Their bench unit really stepped up, did their thing. The Nets just got out to an early start and just didn't give it up. And even for Boston, they really didn't play a bad game there, but the big problem was Jason Tatum missed. I believe it was about 2 quarters he missed. He got poked in the eye and did not come back. Only 9 points for him in this game. Their leading scorer was actually Marcus Smart, who had a pretty good game, 19.6 assists. But just not having Jason Tatum, the only way they really win games in this series is if Jason Tatum scores at least 35 to 40 points, if not more. And obviously not having him for 2 quarters really did hurt them a lot. But nonetheless, Brooklyn Nets go up 2-0 heading into Boston. A huge 130 to 108 win for them. And they're in full control so far. And I think my take of Brooklyn in 4 still sits very well as we speak. So the second game we had tonight was between the Suns and the Lakers. Now, of course, we know the Suns had a pretty good performance in game number 1, able to pick it up. And we said it, you know, that LeBron, you know, he really does struggle in game 1s. So we came in game 2 tonight, and he definitely showed up. 23 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. Definitely the kind of game you want out of him. The man played 39 minutes today. Just a phenomenal performance from him. And wow, look at Anthony Davis, too. 34.7 assists, 10 rebounds, just an all-around great game for the Lakers. Even Dennis Schroeder, and I spoke about it on a separate video about how I really wanted to see Dennis Schroeder get some time with that bench unit where he's able to facilitate, because we speak about all the time how when Schroeder's in the starting lineup, he's not truly playing point guard because Braun's the one, you know, handling the ball. So I said I wanted to see more of Schroeder working with that bench unit, and we definitely see it today. Schroeder with 24 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Not too much of facilitating, more of he was just scoring the ball well, but nonetheless, a phenomenal performance for him. And the Lakers prevail 109 to 102, and the big problem for the Suns was not having Chris Paul really in this game. The man, listen, he played 23 minutes, so he did play a little bit, but only 6 points, 5 assists. He really wasn't around for enough of the game, and he practically missed the entire second half, and that was a big loss for them. But nonetheless, Devin Booker still with 31 points, 3 assists and a rebound. DeAndre Ayton had a double-double, 22 points, 10 rebounds. A phenomenal performance here for the Suns, but just not able to make it happen. So this is very interesting, because I really did think the Suns were going to be able to sweep on their home court. But now, going into LA, we're tied 1-1, and it gets to the point where now the Suns have to be able to take one game on the road. And if they don't, of course, you all know what that means. They go down 3-1. And it's really tough to come back from that. So the way I see it, the Suns really need to split on the road here. So they definitely got some big next 2 games coming up over there in LA. And we'll see if they can, you know, step it up and get one of those games on the road. If not, maybe even get both and practically lock up the series. But we'll see what goes along with that one, man. And the final game of the night, we had the Mavericks and the Clippers. Now, for me, this was a big game for Kawhi and the Clippers, man, because I truly did feel that if the Clippers lost 2 games in a row on their home court, that this series was all but over, and that's exactly what happened, man. Wow, what a performance by the Mavericks, man. All around, just the whole team showed out today. Of course, led by Luka Doncic, 39 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, a phenomenal performance for him. But that's nothing new, man. You see Kristaps Porzingis as well puts up 20 points, pretty solid performance for him. He had a crazy 3 he made where it bounced off the back of the rim, went way up over the backboard and came back down and went in. He had a pretty nice performance too. And I'll say it now because I haven't really had the time to speak about it. I really want to see Porzingis play on the low block some more. The man is 7'3". He's a big guy, but he plays too much on the perimeter. To me, he really does try to play like Kevin Durant, but he's just not Kevin Durant to me. He needs to get on the low block. He needs to play out of the post. He needs to do some more pick and roll, pick and fades, things of that nature. I just don't like seeing him sit at the top of the key waiting to take a jump shot. It really doesn't benefit him enough, and I think he'd be a way bigger part of the offense if he can make that adjustment and make that happen. But the hero here for the Mavericks was definitely Tim Hardaway. 28 points today, and what a performance he had. Made a couple of big plays down the stretch, made a couple of big free throws, made a big three-point shot that was basically the dagger at that point. So 28 points for him, 5 assists and a rebound to his name. A great game right there for him, as well as Maxi Kleber, who actually played 34 minutes today, which is a pretty good amount for him. 13 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Not a crazy game, but pretty solid all around. So the Mavericks, and it's crazy because you look at the Mavericks in the last game, there wasn't, like, at least for me looking at it on paper, there wasn't a clear reason as to why the Mavericks pulled out that game. They just simply, played better. But this game, I think we could definitely look at the play of Tim Hardaway and say that is the reason the Mavericks took this game. But listen, the Clippers, they were no slouch either, man. Paul George still put up 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. A phenomenal performance for him. Kawhi Leonard was doing his thing. 41 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. A great game for him, too. And even Marcus Morris did his thing off the bench, had 9 points, made a couple of big threes. Reggie Jackson, 15 points off the bench. Nick Batum, 9 points off the bench. They did their thing. The one guy who I could really point to who said he really didn't do as much as I maybe thought he could have is Ivica Zubac. Only 2 points, 6 rebounds. And to me, I just don't think that's going to cut it for them. So, I mean, I guess you could point to him as the problem, but the Clippers also did turn over the ball a lot late in the fourth quarter and just weren't playing the smartest of basketball. And they also made a lot of bad defensive plays. Like, for example, they constantly let Patrick Beverley switch on to Luka Doncic, where I think Paul George probably should have fought through those screens and stuck with him. I like my odds of giving up a pick and pop off the screen and sticking with the star player rather than getting the switch and giving Luka the mismatch, because he must have scored about 10 to 14 points on Patrick Beverley alone when he was able to get that switch. And you got to give credit where credit is due. The Mavericks know how to play to their advantages. They get the matchups they want, and they take advantage of them. So all props to them. But listen, man, the Clippers got outmatched, down 2-0, lose both games on their home court, and this is not good. This is not good at all. You cannot lose both games on your home court. It's definitely looking rough for them as they have to go play 2 games back-to-back in Dallas, and they have to take one or it's over. And I like to think they need both of them, or we could call this series all about over, because even if they do only win one, you're now down 3-1, and it's really going to be tough there. So I think realistically for the Clippers to stay in the series, they have to win both games on the road, and we'll see how well they can adjust, man. The big thing is, of course, we know you're not going to contain Luka. We know how difficult that is to do. No team has really been able to contain Luka, but the big thing is you can't let these guys like Tim Hardaway go out for 28. If you can give Luka that 40-point performance, but as long as you can keep those other guys to a minimum, you'll keep yourself in the game. And even with Tim Hardaway scoring 28, the Clippers still only lost by 6. So you got to think Tim Hardaway has an average game, 10, 12, 15 points. The Clippers take this one home at a pretty decent rate there. But listen, you can't let guys like Tim Hardaway be putting up 28 on you. I think the big thing, more than containing the star, because we know how hard it is to contain Luka. You got to contain the role guys. You can't let guys like Tim Hardaway be going off like that. But there was a lot of defensive mistakes by the Clippers down the stretch. I know Porzingis got left wide open for a dunk. There was another situation where Tim Hardaway was left open so that Maxi Kleber can be covered, which to me just doesn't make sense. And there was just a couple of miscues down the stretch and just bad plays all around. But nonetheless, man, the Clippers, I don't think they're out of the series just yet. I think if they can win these 2 games on the road the same way the Mavericks were able to win 2 on the road, I think the Clippers can keep themselves in it. But it's all going to come down to this Game 3. They go down 3-0, and I'll call it quits right then and there. But if they can manage to win Game 3, and then you really got to take it 1 game at a time. I think they should really be focused on Game 3 right now. They could take Game 3, then you try and get 4. But for now, all about Game 3 right now. I think if the Clippers can take Game 3, they keep themselves in it. You go down 3-0, I would say it's all but over. But yeah, man, that's going to do it for this one. Try not to make this video a little too long. We're looking at just about the 9.5-minute marker. Try to keep it quick and simple. Get you guys straight to the point, give you my takes. But hey, man, appreciate y'all boys tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed your time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out all my socials in the description for more information on everything that I am going to be doing. If you guys don't know, I stream on Twitch. Pretty active on Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested in getting into any of those, definitely check out the description down below. But it's been your boy CG, And until the next video, I'm out. Peace.